Before this review starts, I want to give a quick shout out to Gaming Ain't Easy. If you don't know who this is, it's Austin Bell, the guy who does the Southeast Game Exchange. He has made a YouTube channel and he just started. So everyone, show the support, go sub to him, and on to the review, people. Hey everyone, Video Game Lover here, and welcome to my review of Primal Rage for the Sega Game Gear. If anyone is familiar with Primal Rage, I'll give you a brief little synopsis. This game came out in arcades in 1994. It pretty much was the cash-in with Mortal Kombat, and it succeeded. It was the #1 arcade game of 1994, and a lot of that was probably because Mortal Kombat was absent that year in arcades, since they were working on the third installment. Now, right off the bat, what took me off guard about the Game Gear version of this game is it actually has the arcade images of where did the dinosaurs come from and the meteor crash landing Earth. That was not in the Super Nintendo version. Like, that was not in the Super Nintendo version, the Genesis version, or the Game Boy version. But it's present in the Game Gear version. That is really, really weird and kind of impressive. Now, before I start, I am going to lower the difficulty, as you see. And the reason why is just so I could blow through it a little bit, just to show you some of the gameplay. Now, one thing you might, if you have played Primal Rage, you might notice Vertigo is not in the game. So, unfortunately, there are some cuts to this version, but it's not much. You get 6 of the 7 characters and the stages to each character. The moves are a little bit more simplified because there's only 2 buttons instead of 4. So, pulling off the moves aren't as hard as you would normally do in the Super Nintendo, the Genesis, and all the other versions. Right off the bat, and this was what really impressed me, was graphically. This version of Primal Rage looks very, very good for a Sega Game Gear game. I mean, the animations are fine, the colors are very vibrant. I mean, they all look like what they should from the arcade. Yeah, the backgrounds are a little simplified, but still impressive that they're even there in the first place. I mean, Pro Software really pushed it with the Game Gear. So the gameplay, it's a little bit iffy. I wouldn't say it's bad, but once you get used to like the frame rate, it's actually a fun version of Primal Rage. It's not the absolute best. I mean, you obviously want to play the arcade version, but it's still really cool to have it on the go back in 1995, and this was probably the go-to version of Primal Rage when it comes to handhelds. And here I'm fighting Blizzard. Blizzard is so annoying in this version. I'm Armadon because, well, that's my avatar. This was also released on the Game Boy, and the Game Boy version is also pretty okay as well. It controls slightly better, a little bit, but graphically it's a little bit weaker, obviously, because the Game Gear is a lot faster. I mean, a lot more powerful. As now I'm Talon, as you see. Talon is my preferred character. I just know his moves a lot better than Armadon. The music is okay. The music's fine for an 8-bit version. There's only like 4 or 5 songs, but they're renditioned pretty decently. The good news about this version, it's pretty cheap. You can find this version real easily. I've seen this a few times. As I mentioned this before, I forgot to get this game in the Southeast Game Exchange. I saw it there for $5, but I wasn't able to pick it up. But I found a copy on eBay for around $7, and it was a very good deal. So it's a very cheap Sega Game Gear game, and it's definitely worth on your collection. So, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this review. See you guys.